Hello, children. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the academic year 2021. So, today we are going to begin with our first prose lesson of Unit 1.2, which is Synopsis The Swiss Family Robinson. This is a well known novel by a Swiss author, Johann David Wyss. It was first published in German language and later translated into English after 2 years. Children, imagine you are on a voyage with a group of passengers and are marooned on an island in the middle of the ocean. What would you do in that situation? Well, I'm sure you would panic, be anxious, and worried about your survival. But in today's world, islands have become a tourist spot. Therefore, it is easy to survive on an island. Spending time lying on a palm fang beach with tropical blue waters lapping at the feet might seem like a perfect holiday. Adaptability, calmness, and clear thinking have all been instrumental in helping to get through the ordeal. What is needed is a positive attitude and resourcefulness to how one can make things work in a particular circumstance. Children, before I begin with the lesson, let me first share some information about the author. Johann David Wyss's novel was first published in 1812. In this story, the Robinsons are sailing through the East Indies on their way to Port Jackson, Australia. Wyss passed away in 1818, 6 years after his one and only novel was published. However, following his death and the publication of the Swiss Family Robinson, other versions of the story with additional characters and adventures were written and are considered a part of the celebrated literary experience that is Johann David Wyss's The Swiss Family Robinson. A synopsis, The Swiss Family Robinson. Synopsis means a summary. So this is just a summary of the novel. Children, open your textbooks to page number 6. A synopsis, The Swiss Family Robinson. The Swiss Family Robinson is a well-known adventure novel that people of many countries have enjoyed for more than 200 years. It has also been made into graphic novels and films. Children, if you have seen the movie, The Castaway, that is somewhat similar to this novel. The novel, written by the Swiss clergyman Johann David Wyss, is not just an adventure. It aims at teaching young people values like self-reliance, determination, love for your family, cooperation, and prudent use of resources. It also has good lessons relevant in natural sciences, good husbandry, and even mathematics. Here we see Swiss means someone from Switzerland, and clergyman is a male Christian priest. So his intentions were to give young people values which were very, very important, and they were also good lessons which were relevant in our personal lives. We continue with the next para. Some elements of the novel do stretch reality to a certain extent, but we must consider that it is a work of fiction and not a fact file. Given below is a synopsis, an outline of its basic story. Now children, a work of fiction is a piece of creative imagination. It is generally open to interpretation, whereas a fact file is completely based on reality. So these characters of this novel, they do not stretch reality to a certain extent, and therefore it is considered a work of fiction and not a fact file. Let's continue with the next para. William, Elizabeth, and their children had been traveling in a ship when the ship was caught in a great storm. The other passengers evacuated. Without them, William and his family, including the young children, Fritz, Ernest, Jack, and Franz, were left to survive alone. They weathered the great storm, waiting in the ship's hold. The ship survived the night, and the family found themselves within sight of a tropical desert island. The next morning, they decided to go to the island they could see beyond the reef. With much effort, they constructed a vessel out of tubs. After they filled the tubs with food and ammunition and all other articles of value they could safely carry, they rowed toward the island. Two dogs from the ship, named Turk and Juno, swam beside them. The ship's cargo of livestock, guns, and powder, carpentry tools, books, a disassembled pinnace, and provisions had also survived. Here we see the family had been shipwrecked and they found themselves within the sight of a tropical island. Now, the next morning, they decided to go to the island. They could see beyond the reef. Now, with much effort, they first made provisions for their survival on the island. Over the next few days, Father William, what he did was, with the help of some materials found in the ship, they managed to construct a small boat. That is, a vessel. Vessel here means a small boat, so that they reached the island. Over the next few days, William, that is the father, he also attached the floatable old kegs to one another and built a boat that carried around them. Thus, the family landed successfully on the island. We'll go to the next paragraph. Over the next few days, William father attached floatable old kegs to one another and built a boat that curved around them. The family had landed successfully on the island. They set up a tent and softened the floor with armloads of grass they cut and spread to serve as their beds. They came to a grove of trees. One tree grew what looked like gourds on its trunk. The father told Fritz the gourds would make excellent bowls and spoons, and they cut them into various utensils. Here we see how the family, after they landed on the island, they set up a tent and they made a soft bed. Now, this bed was made out of armloads of grass. Now, armloads means a lot of quantity which can be carried in both hands together. So, as much as they could collect grass, they cut it and then they spread it to serve them as their beds. Now, they came to a grove of trees. Grove means group of trees. Now, one tree looked like gourds. Now, what is gourds? Gourds is a large fruit that has a hard shell that can be used as a container, so that they could make utensils. Now, father told them to make bowls and spoons, and they also cut them into various utensils. Let's go to page 7, the first para. After some days, Elizabeth informed William that she wanted the family to move to a safer place. Their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. If they built a house up in one of the large trees, they would be safe from jackals. She described a perfect tree for the project, but one whose trunk was nearly 40 feet in diameter. The branches were very long and extended straight out from the trunk, making them perfect platforms for a structure. Later, when determining the height of the lowest branches, the father taught the boys geometry and how to use triangles to measure big objects. He measured a defined distance from the trunk. Then he calculated angles using several measured rods, determining that the lowest branch was 30 feet off the ground. Now, here we see that just like any other mother, even Elizabeth, she wanted the family to move to a safer place, as their camp was not only exposed to danger but also very dry and hot. So they thought if they built a house on top of a large tree, they would be safe also from animals. Also, the father, William, very well knew that he and his family were missing the actual city life. They were missing the comforts and luxuries where everything like food, clothing, and education was easily available. In a city life, it is much easier to get all the basic essentials than in a deserted island. Now, Father William also did not want his children to be left behind in education. So he taught them practically the concepts of geometry with the help of long and short branches of trees. He also taught them calculations and angles and how to use triangles to measure big objects. Men knotted a rope at certain intervals and attached pieces of bamboo in each knot. Thus they created their ladder. Father returned to the beach and collected driftwood, thinking it would be perfect to build a sledge on runners rather than wheels. Later, they used it to transport material. Now children, in order to make a sledge runner, that is to use for transport, now they definitely had to move from one place to another and there was no transport available. So what the father did was, he gathered pieces of wood from the seashore, that is known as driftwood, pieces of wood from the seashore, and then he used them to make runners. Now what is runners? They are stripes on which something slides, and this is how they build a sledge for transporting materials. Let's continue with the next para. Meanwhile, Elizabeth announced that the garden she had been tending was producing healthy plants. Corn, melons, pumpkins, and cucumbers were already growing. The next day, only the father and Fritz traveled to the woods, exploring and finding such exotic plants as one with waxy fruit from which candles could be made. Fritz discovered a tree exuding a rubber sap, from which his father claimed that they could make boots. Now Elizabeth, the mother of the family, had made a small garden which was now yielding fruits and vegetables. And also they felt that the family wanted a different kind of fruit which would help them to make boots to survive in the rains. For instance, a tree which would give sticky material like the rubbery sap. Children, let's go to the next paragraph. Thinking ahead of the next winter, father decided to create a place safe from the elements, a strong storage spot to protect themselves and their belongings. Fritz came up with the idea of a cave. Not finding one, they thought of carving out their own cave in the rock abutting their camping site. On the smooth face of the rock, father marked the dimensions for an opening, and they picked away at the hard surface with their axes, chisels, hammers, and shovels. Over the next several days, the family cut windows in the rocks to allow for cross currents of air and for sunlight to enter the cave. When they had finished, they had 4 rooms complete with a fireplace. They now had a new winter home. Yes, children, here we see that how the family, according to the changes in seasons and according to their requirements, with the science of intelligence, they are trying to change their houses and trying various means to live. Now here we can see how the father, he decided to move into a cave, and because the cave does not have enough light, they started cutting windows in the rocks. Also, there was not enough ventilation, so they made cross currents of air also to enter the cave. This is how they completed 4 rooms with a fireplace, so that they had a new winter home. Children, don't you think that the use of tools and all signs of intelligence has been theorized? That's the fear of wild animals, change of seasons, famine, drought. All this must have made the ancient man change his residence too, and therefore he moved from one place to another, just like the nomads which we hear in the Stone Age. The Robinson family too was resourceful in building up their residences, each time with the things available on the island. We go to the next para on page 8. Because of the low light, the cave house they had built felt oppressive. To remedy this, father and Jack rigged up a new light. They found a bamboo pole that would reach from the floor to the ceiling. Then after securing it, Jack climbed to the top of the pole and hung a large oil lamp that they had rescued from the ship. Now finally, they had enough light in the cave. They managed to bring in air, good ventilation, sunlight, and also enough light. Children, we have come to the end of this video. The remaining part of the lesson will be continued in the next video. Till then, God bless you all.